That sucked ass. Forgot I had the monitor speakers on. Chatter's open. I don't know if anyone wants to talk or anything like that, but I don't know. I don't think I got much time left here, so I figured I'd be opening the chat up to people to talk about shit. I don't want to be here anymore. I hate it here. People all fucking lie. They're fucking cruel. They're mean for no fucking reason. Greedy son of a bitch is just selfish. You do normal human shit and people act like you're fucking some kind of saint, man. It's such a sad world. I was at the courthouse and I was having to get my paperwork for this fucking lawsuit shit. And I went into the wrong place. I went to the friend of court and I needed to go to district court. So they had me like take all my, because you have to strip down basically to go in the fucking courthouse anymore. And in my bag, yes, when I'm traveling, I carry this on the bus. And I have a multi-tool because I come prepared. I also have a tourniquet. I also have some bandages and shit. I want to be ready in case anyone needs any help or anything like that. I have aspirin and Tylenol. I'm just prepared. I have cables from my guitar. I have an extra set of strings. I have fucking pot smoking gear. I come prepared. That's why I bring my backpack. My mail purse if you want to, and I love that fucking thing. It's awesome. And as I'm stripping down the second time, and I'm having it the first time, they fucking found this knife, which I didn't really think about, but you can't have any knives on the fucking premises. And so I told him, I was like, you can go to he asked if I had any. I was like, I think I have one in there. You can look in there and find it if you want to. You probably feel more comfortable with it. Your hand is a cop, with your hands on it than mine. And he found the knife. He's like, yeah, you gotta take this off property. I'm like, you can't just like hold it. Like, no. Well, there's people from the jail that come through here and stuff, and I'm like, so you have to go off property and do something. So I had to go off property and just find some place to throw it where I would find it. I could come back and get it later. And so I take my belt off because you can't go through with anything metal, even though you show them it's metal. Go through holding your pants up because again I've lost 70 fucking pounds and my fucking pants barely stay on with a belt. Get done. Not even the right courthouse. I had to go to another courthouse where I had to fucking do this all again. This time they find the multi-tool, which I forgot was in there. Now I've got to go take that and trash it somewhere off campus, off the fucking site. It cannot be on fucking grounds at all. Go find a trash can in a nearby fucking church and just trash it. Just throw it behind the fucking trash can. Hope nobody saw it. Hope the fucking cameras or anything didn't see somebody just dropping off this. It's in a fucking thing that goes on your belt. Doesn't look good. Someone just walks up and drops something behind something and kind of scurries away after kind of kicking it to make sure it's kind of fucking out of the way. Go back inside. And he's like, I'm sorry, man. I'm like, the worst part is that we live in a world that's necessary. This is court. It's sad enough that we have to have court. But are people really bringing weapons? To court? I wrote a bit into my story, The Robber and the Thief, but it was to be extreme. Like, while this guy is getting judged for this one thing, he almost murders this other guy to get his escape. But something catches his attention at the last second, right? He's about to murder this guy. because he thinks he's doomed. So he's going to kill this fucking guy who's coming up behind him, who he thinks is trying to kill him, but it's actually coming to set him free because they've actually cleared his name. But he's too focused on his escape plan. He's just about to kill the fucking guy when somebody fucking catches his attention, and he distracts him for just long enough for the guard to fucking, dude, turns him around and cuts his bonds. He's too busy worried about whether or not he's going to kill the people who killed this guy right in front of this other group of people that are going to judge him for something else. But that's real shit. There's actually people bringing guns and shit to the goddamn... That was a book. That was a story I fucking wrote, man. There are people actually taking on the fucking judges. One of the fucking guys that got pardoned from Trump, I guess he thought he had ultimate immunity, pulled a gun on a cop. Guy's not here with us anymore. The cop's still here. Guy's not here. Other ones were caught with fucking child porn. I mean, what the fuck? You sure Donald Trump is not the Antichrist? Because I'm all but positive he is. His little fucking temper tantrum, his little basically trying to... I mean, if you stop reading it as a tough man thing and read it as what it is, Canada is not afraid of the tariffs. So him threatening and saying, become our 51st state, and these tariffs will end now. He's playing to his audience and himself because they're like, dude, you're hurting yourself, okay? You're hurting yourself. It's not hurting us at all. And you keep it up, and we're going to cut power to New York and Michigan. And trust me, when the lights go out, your fucking people that voted for you, let it go for a couple days. Yeah? 2-3 days. Where Canada is not turning the power on until Trump backs down and agrees to stay backed down. Canada. Maple Leaf Canada. The one that everybody says is so nice and so kind and so friendly. You know what it'd be like? It would be like, this is far-fetched and crazy, but like, you know, a superpower like Russia being beaten by like a small place like Ukraine. Like if they got even like a little bit of guns, a little bit of help. No, they don't really need any soldiers. They just need some guns and some ammo. And they got it. And Russia will lose. Now, have they made enough grounds that whatever, had we backed them earlier, it'd be over. It'd be done. But no one's asking the question, why? 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 Why does he want Ukraine so bad? Okay, everyone talks about Putin is this master manipulator. Russia and America are known for fighting over chess. So let's look at it. Let's look at it. Was it Spassky versus, he hated America, but it's still Bobby Fischer. Right? I think that's what it was. I could look it up and find out for sure, but it's definitely Bobby Fischer, and it was a Russian. So, let's look at it from those kind of standpoints. Vladimir Putin is supposedly a master manipulator, ex-KGB. And you seriously don't think he speaks English? Please tell me you're not that dumb and naive. Because that means his plan's been working this whole time, that he gets to hear both versions. What do you have to say and the diplomatic version? Because you're not bright enough to realize that an ex-KGB would know English. And all he's got to do is just... he says, he's sorry, I was not in the room. He did not understand anything you said for the last 15 minutes. He says, please continue now that I'm here to translate for him. Okay, well, you tell that motherfucker, in a diplomatic way, there's no fucking way in hell that we are ever going to do that, okay? But in a diplomatic way, you know? And that's not what you said at all. You said there's no fucking way. That's what you said. And tell that fucking asshole in a diplomatic way. No one else thinks it's weird that Trump and Putin had a private meeting for like 17 minutes. Translators are not allowed to talk about what happened. Possibly because the translators weren't in the room, because they weren't necessary. So they couldn't tell you what happened. Possibly. Possibly. We don't know because Trump won't come clean about what happened. The translators won't come clean about what happened. No one's making anybody come clean about what happened. And Republicans have gone from saying that Hillary Clinton would be too weak to take on Vladimir Putin to Russia. Republicans now saying I'd rather be Russian than a Democrat. Might remind you, Democrats are still American. They still live here in America. And Russians still live in fucking Russia. So your shit doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't make any... You're carrying the Confederate flag, the Nazi flag, and the American flag. Well, two of those go together. The American flag fought both and beat and agreed both of those other flags are bad flags. Long decided. They had a ticker tape parade. People died. The world went to war. I mean, we're going there again. There's no choice. It's like, are we going to start it or are we going to be part of it? And that kind of goes to Vladimir Putin being a master manipulator. He started with Georgia and some other stuff. With you guys believe his intent is to bring back the might of Mother Russia. Okay. 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 And what happened to the master manipulator? But you know his plan. That's not very manipulative, is it? You know his plan. To unite Mother Russia. If he goes after Ukraine first, he gives away what he wants. What's in Ukraine? Chernobyl. It's the first place they went to. Why was the first place they went to a meltdown nuclear facility Why? I can tell you, if I were in Putin's position, what things I would be thinking, being ex-KGB, and having just finished hypersonic missiles and threatening nuclear war with hypersonic missiles. Hypersonic nuclear is what he's threatening. Now, if there is some Cold War stuff laying around, nuclear fission that hasn't been, material that hasn't been accounted for, we assume it has been sold. Maybe. What if it's stored somewhere? It was just misaccounted for. Almost like a ticking time bomb under Ukraine. Let me in to disarm this, or everyone goes. I'm not saying it's going to happen. You can come with me. I'll show you exactly where it is. I'm ex-KGB. Let me show you where. And then if he disarms it, what exactly do you guys plan to do to solve that? Why didn't you tell us? Like, dude, like it would have mattered. On top of that, look at how the Americans treated you when you needed their help. On top of that, Volodymyr, dude, I would take your guys any day. You guys put up a fucking fight. I'd sacrifice my army that I have now for your army. If your army would fight for us, you guys can keep Ukraine. But we just need to be on the same side. Now that I've got this material, what do you think about Trump? Turnkey at the same time? I imagine if Russia wins, it'll probably be bad for us. If Ukraine wins, it'll be bad for Ukraine. Probably, if I'm correct. I think they're after nuclear material. I think Putin is after nuclear material that's being stored in Ukraine that possibly the Ukrainians don't even know about because there are cities underground. KGB guy would know that. He'd know all the stuff, wouldn't he? Because it was all one big thing. He wouldn't draw attention to what he's trying to do. He'd throw in, if he's a manipulator, he would throw out something else like this grand scheme of reuniting old Mother Russia. He could care less. What happened, America, is you fucked the USSR. Imagine like America in the 20s, and they instill some kind of new, some other foreign actors come over and stop the roaring 20s and then bring in the Great Depression after promising us it's going to get better. Even if it was not the roaring 20s, because that's like a bit too good a prosperous time. It was like, a good time, 80s. Yeah, that's about when we fucked them really good. And they tell us that if we just switch over to their style, we'll all be so fucking happy. And they convince us to switch over, and they instill like a friendly puppet for the president, and we all believe there's a Russian asset or asset for whatever country. So we're not happy. All the choices they're making are not in our interest. They're not really describing how we're, to redress our grievances. All the stuff we're used to is just gone. And our economy is just fucked. And everybody that once had a job, are now jobless. He doesn't want Russia back. He wants us to suffer the same thing Russia suffered. And look what's happening. Civil war. Unrest. People unsure if Russia's the good guy or the bad guy. What was clearly the bad guy is suddenly people are going, well, are they? Intelligence is going, yes, they are the bad guy. And lack of intelligence going, oh no, no Russians ever done anything to me. This is some shit you guys are stirring up. Matter of fact, Orange Hitler, accused of being Putin's puppet, tells me that Putin didn't even do the thing that you said he did. Well, I know one thing for sure. I trust that Orange Hitler way more than I trust you guys. Who you, the FBI, CIA? Yeah, he warned me about you guys. Matter of fact, he warned me about anybody who wasn't him. And now I'm seeing why. You guys are never Trumpers. You police hate America. You firefighters are anti-democracy. You lawmakers are trying to usurp the Constitution that I don't understand and have never read. But I know it's in there. I know I believe it. Because America Are you waiting for another something? That's it. Because America. Sorry, America. And fuck you. That's the thing about fucking America. That's really the spirit of America. It's not dream America. And people are waking up to that. That you don't have to be in America to have the American dream. You just have to have basically, fuck you. I'm not doing it. That's the entire American spirit. Fuck you. I'm not doing it. Get on a boat. Yeah. Do what I want to here. Taxes. Fuck you. Come get it. Boston Tea Party. I'll dress like a Native American, so if they do check it back to me, we'll say those goddamn savages. That's what it was. It wasn't us, the brave patriots. We wanted to pay you your taxes. We did. And we sure didn't want that to happen to your team. The sooner you turn on Trump, the sooner he reveals himself. He's barely hanging on now. If he thinks he's going to lose, he'll do it. He'll do it. And as soon as he starts getting to a point where he's losing, I said when he loses about a third of his supporters, he's going to do something outlandish. But he's going to lose him more than half. I mean, he's going to be down to less than half his supporters, and he's going to go fucking loony. He's a narcissist. So rather than accept the fact that Trudeau said, fuck you, we're in a trade war, well, Canada as a whole, if you read it as a please, 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 you actually get the real meaning of his truth tweet. Let's go see if we can find it. Since we're talking about it, Trump tweet, because that's what it is, about Canada. Lines about who signed deal to allow Canada to supply energy to the U.S. It was him. CNN Debunking Trump's false claims about Canada. Trump's tweet about Canada could be his undoing. 1 day ago, he said he's considering cutting back on Canada tariff as stock markets bounce. Yeah, but then he had another one like today where he was saying basically that yeah, and so instead he trolls Canada again, shares a map with country as part of the U.S. And of course, they're sharing it on Fox News. Confirms he's serious about wanting Canada. Of course, he wants Canada's 51st state. Of course, he does. The only way to achieve his plan, which would be to tell the world to go fuck yourselves, we're America, we won, we shot the BB gun, is to have the cheap labor from Mexico. And or slave labor of prisoners. Understand why I've been stacking so many people in jail and trying to get so many more people arrested. And those right there would allow us to isolate and not be North Korea. We could isolate and actually have, again, we could still send our fucking manufacturing down there, and there'd be a little bit of a price increase, but it's all made in America, basically. And they'll say that North America is America. Well, if Canada's going to be the 51st, Mexico should be the 52nd. Now it's all made in America, isn't it? There was something he said today about how he's going to be if they continue with their their tariff retaliation, he's going to up theirs. What do you think they're going to do? They've already said they're ready for this. They're not scared at all. They're going to up the. Him upping the tariffs just makes American people have to pay more. It doesn't make Canada hurt at all. Why don't we just cut some America's trees? Well, there must be a reason why we haven't thought of that already. Possibly those Canadian trees are, Canadian maple. Yeah, that's using guitars. That's using a lot of stuff. Oh, he is an idiot that doesn't understand how things actually work. Like he thinks you can just swap a pine tree for a Canadian maple. Okay, he's an abject moron. That's horrific. That's horrific that he doesn't understand the difference between different types of trees. Holy shit. Does he understand there's different types of stone? Or is it all just gold in the waiting just to be made into... I had the Midas touch, I turned everything to turds. Oh yeah, he made a claim that Canada doesn't have a military. I have a friend in the Canadian military that'd be really interested to find out that he doesn't work for a military at all. And how many other people would be shocked as hell that, NATO, getting help from NATO is dependent on whether or not Trump gets paid. He didn't say if he paid us, it would depend if they paid us. Because if they don't pay us, we're not helping. He said it depends on if they pay me. Because if they don't pay me, I'm not helping. Like Captain Bonespurs would ever do anything besides use his stroke pen. Doesn't make no mistake, he calls it a Sharpie. But that motherfucker does this with his hands because he can't do this. Because he's had a stroke. And that Sharpie is just big enough that he doesn't have to use one of those big stroke pens. This hurricane is very wet from the standpoint of water. I thought it was really wet from the standpoint of keyboard. From the standpoint of lettuce. You know, because hurricanes always throw lettuce. From the standpoint of sand, it's very wet from the standpoint of sand, because sand is usually dry. And this is bigly wet. This is wet. Like, people don't understand. This is wet. Like, normally things get wet, but this is like very wet. Well, I'm glad you took all that time to explain that there's a lot of rain with a Category 5 hurricane. If you hadn't explained that, I might have thought it was a dry hurricane. Thank you. Bless you. You wise, wise genius. Where else is the weather going to go by your Sharpie? Which doesn't happen. It didn't happen. It didn't happen the way that a Sharpie said. And some of you at home got mad at Noah. Some of you at home got mad at people for fact checking JD Vance for lying. What are you doing? Some of you got mad because someone fact checked Mitt Romney. That tells you everything you need to know about Republicans. He lied and said that the president didn't call the terror attack a terror attack, because that was the going line you liars have been lying to each other about, that it took him like 7 or 14 days to actually call it a terror attack, because you guys have been lying to each other. Rush Limbaugh, all your echo chamber have been saying it, so it had to be true. So Mitt Romney got up there and said it. And that lady who covered the press conference in the garden in the White House, in the garden, White House garden, said he called it that the day it happened. So you're just liars. And what's even worse is not that you guys go, oh shit, he did, let's check the video. Oh fuck, he did. We're wrong. She can't talk. She can't talk. That's what you really did. She can't talk. She shouldn't talk. She's not allowed to talk. So truth doesn't matter to you at all? Oh, right. You're a fucking hypocritical fuck. You're a garbage human being. You want what you want, and nothing else will do. If you lost, there was fraud. If you win, even no matter how, skin of teeth, barely by anything, you're still going to brag and pomp. You know, there was that big song, Ha ha, you mad, we glad, you sad, he won. Roseanne Barr was out there making an ass of her stupid self, and that all those people were just making a fucking idiot of themselves. Where's the follow-up? Is there another video after that? I don't know. I don't keep up with shitty music. Is there a follow-up to that? Like, oh shit, he sucks. We thought he ruled. Turns out he's a fool. We don't know what the fuck we talk about. Why do we even open our mouths? We don't know shit. We're stupid. We're not informed. We don't do research. We did almost fail out of 5th grade. They do have college degrees. College does matter in some situations. Sometimes people are just smarter than me and my street smarts. Yeah, I got street smarts, and you can't teach that. No, Bubba, you can't teach street smarts. You sure cannot. The decision to maintain the free flow of energy across the borders was part of the United States-Mexico-Canada deal. Who made this stupid deal? You did. Stroke victim. You probably don't remember 4 years ago. He probably changed your mind at least 40 times since then. Yeah, because when they first attacked, the audio was, he said, I watched him say it. The people that attacked were cowards and blah 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 blah, and they're gonna this and yada yada yada. But now, full pardon. Someone's full of shit. Um, Solve the Ukraine problem before he even takes office. Somebody's full of shit. Um, Lower prices day one. Someone's full of shit. I don't even drive. I've been watching the gas prices. Haven't dropped. Someone's full of shit. Egg prices are going up. Well, let's not forget, it's always. What kind of strong man will never take the blame? People are wrong. People get things wrong. But not Trump. He's got shirts that say Trump was right about everything. That would be putting him on the level of God, would it? No, that's not putting him on. No, we're just saying he was right about everything. What about the part where he says he doesn't bring God into his salvation? Is he right about that? Grabbing pussy? Grabbing pussy. You were mad because Bill Clinton got a blowjob from someone who was willing. She was willing. And like he's like, oh, get under this desk. I don't care what you say. Shut up. They let you get away with it when you're president. He didn't do that. Trump did. Not even president, just when you're rich. Or you're friends with Jeffrey Pedo Epstein. He was just working behind the scenes to bring him down. You guys are always trying to sully his good name. He didn't do nothing. Trump's a good man. He's always been a good... He cheated on all his wives. Yes. He cheated on all his business things. Yes. He lies all the time. Yes. You gonna make another point? You're right. He's a piece of shit. But he's my piece of shit. You're not even going to chime up with Elon Musk doing his... I thought you guys didn't like immigrants taking American jobs. He just took the presidency. I guess it doesn't matter. I guess if you're selling a job... Okay, so Trump created a new job selling the presidency to the highest bid. Okay, I see why you're not upset, because it was actually a good business deal to farm out our presidency to a South African. Musk tries again to get a $56 billion pay plan back as his Revolt Royals Delaware. Will there ever be a time when he has enough money to make up for his little dick? I mean, how small is it that he has to have this much money? Is it really that? I mean, is he working on a dick operation? Is he trying to get dick in matching hand operation? I don't understand. Does he need to get His son a dick operation. I mean, what's going on? What's wrong in the Musk family that this vacancy is so deep and so wide? Maybe we can call like Elon's dad and say, "Hey man, go hug the little fucker and tell him you like him." And maybe he'll stop some of this shit. Oh, that's right. You're a Nazi anyways, so never mind. You probably want this. You couldn't be more proud of him. Fuck. So could you give him a? Oh, if you give him a hug, he'll be proud. I mean, he'll stop. So you're. This is actually why you did. Okay, that's why you did it. Congratulations on creating one of the shittiest people to ever be born, and one of the ugliest. I mean, you birthed a fucking troll. Look at that goddamn 90s look. Don't look at the fucking rich Mr. Plugs look. Look at the can't jump very high. Look at the Sig Heil look. Look at the fucking look of him like yesterday. Just haggard. Just fucking. Just broke as shit. Zelensky's in a goddamn war. He doesn't look as bad as fucking Musk or Bannon. Jesus Christ. Pale, pasty, yuck, bitch. What the fuck, man? Cat is officially out of the bag as Fox News admits Trump economic chaos. Oh, it's not going to be long now, folks. It's a very bad, no good day. When Fox is covering it, it's like they don't want to get sued for another $787 million. Huh. It's almost like they don't want to get sued for another. Because that's how much it cost them last time, and people still trust them for some reason. Well, they'd lie about that one thing, but they wouldn't lie about anything else. It only cost them like $787 million. I'm wondering because they had like a 1.5 billion tag on that, which would have bankrupted them. So I'm sure they probably did something like, look, if you do that, we'll file bankruptcy, and then you won't get the full money anyways. You'll get like, you won't get anywhere near that. So, if you leave us enough money to operate, we'll pay you $780 million for lying about the voting machines, the very core and heart of the whole Donald Trump really won. So if that falls apart, all of your other bullshit falls apart. January 6th is not a fucking revolt. Yes, they were lied to, but they still went down there with ice picks. That is not a negotiation tool. I know. When you showed up with a hammer, you're not there to talk. You're not there to negotiate. You're there to get your way. Talking's done. Hammer's out. Ice pick is out. Blade. Baton. Riot gear on. In other words, I'm expecting resistance from you. Possibly to be shot. It's just a normal tour. Yeah, because they usually rappel from the second floor. That's what they usually teach I think they have a class, right? That was the instructor that day. Teaching how to rappel with zip lines. In Congress, because sometimes you're on the top floor and you need to rappel from the second floor to the first. When you have a bill that needs to get down there urgently, like right now. What are you going to do, make a paper airplane and fly it down? No. You're going to scream, hey, I got something I got to turn in, don't close the session yet, and then walk out the room like a civil person and walk down the bottom floor and then turn it in? All the way down the stairs? No. There's only one way to do this, and that's rappel. So what you want to do, like look, see I got the zip ties in my hand? Because when you get down there, some of these fucking people are going to try to object to you putting in your bill. Where the zip ties come in. Right now you want to cover your face, because if they saw you in the gallery, they're going to know who you are. If you cover your face, you're good. The cowardice of the fucking Republican look at everybody who's dared to call it what it is and not take the side of the public. Mitt Romney, he was your choice for president. Now he's not Republican enough. Paul Ryan was his vice president. Now he's a traitor. He's a rhino. They're a whole lot. You know, Donald Trump used to be a Democrat for a lot longer than he's a Republican. Now he's just dictating what's a rhino based on who likes him. Oh, you guys are in a cult and you're so fucked up. Oh, you're so fucked up. Your brains are so fucking mush. You just... It's fucked up, man. It's just fucked up. If there aren't people that actually feel this way, and you know, it's actually, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've seen some interviews with people that actually feel like, and I've seen, you know, I've seen people ashamed of Trump. I've seen, you know, what I mean, I've seen all the gambit. I've seen the whole. I've seen that. I've seen it all. I've seen all different versions. It's insane, dude. Well, yeah, there's a lot of new news to catch up on, and apparently no one's up for chatting and talking. So who knows? It might be one of the last times. Have a good night.